Yeah, what's good, everybody? It is your boy Poppy Wolf, and welcome back to more episodes of Attack on Titan. And since 2 episodes dropped today because last week we didn't get an episode, I might just do this podcast style. So excuse me if it's excuse me if hold on, sorry, the video's playing. I didn't mean for that to happen. But yeah, excuse me if this is going to be more podcasty looking format. So I think I'm just going to talk because editing the whole video is going to be like 30 minutes. And I think I could just get the talk done in like probably 12. But let's start off with the first episode, Savagery. This episode was fucking brutal, bro. Okay, so first off, Eren comes in nonchalantly and he just basically tells he basically just breaks it down to Armin and to Mikasa like, look, Armin, you're a slave, you want to be a slave, I don't like that. Mikasa, you're a sheep, you've always been a sheep, you're just dedicated because, you know, you heard my calls and you heard my thing. He basically breaks down the relationships that they've had with each other is no more than just almost symbiotic. That it's in her Ackerman blood to defend the king's, you know, the King Guard. And for Armin, it's Barinholtz's own last will is affecting him, and it's the reason why he keeps going to visit Annie, and it's because Barinholt was in love with Annie, and it's not really Armin's feelings, it's just it's a continuation of those feelings just passed on through Armin. Now this is what Eren says, but it kind of seems like that's a no, and I see, I say it because it just seems too maliciousness, it seems too much like it doesn't make any sense, but it does too, because he says, look, if I'm in danger anytime, Mikasa's first instinct is to protect me. Of course, when Armin's about to punch, and Mikasa's first instinct is to protect Eren, and she does, and then eventually he keeps teasing her and letting her know, like, you're nothing, you've always been a guard dog to me, basically. I've hated you because you're sheep and you're not free. Like, he's really tearing into his friends this episode. I couldn't believe this is the same Eren we've known, bro. Like, it really threw me for a loop. But then again, this is Chad Eren, man. Chad Eren is trying to save the world, and him and the other Jaegerists come in, they take over the training, they're recruiting more members, they're trying to find out where Zeke's at, and it turns out Zeke is just big chilling in the forest. It's got 30 men there, and we finally get the whole wine thing, the whole wine debacle makes so much sense. So it's been mixed with Zeke's spinal fluid, that we did know, but the reason why is because all the people who did drink it, when Zeke roars, he makes them shift into their Titan forms, and due to this, he thinks he's gonna get away from Levi. Now Levi is already content on killing he's already content on killing Zeke, and he's already like fed up with it. His whole thing is, we know what, fuck this, I'd rather just have one of you guys turn into a Titan, eat him, so we can, you know, stop this master plan before it even gets off the ground. Of course the Titan shifting catches Levi by surprise, and there's this interesting scene where he's there's 30 Titans coming at him, and you don't know what he's gonna do. You don't know if this is the death of Levi or if this is gonna be like classic Levi just running through these people. Of course it's the latter. Oh man, of course it was the latter. Who did you think this was gonna be? And we get it. So as Zeke's running away in the hands of a Titan, thinking he's gotten away from this, who to come through other than Levi, literally slaughtering all the Titans and leaving Zeke like, what, bro? Like, what are you made out of? Like, what possesses you to keep going above and beyond? Like, damn, bro, like, I can't catch a break with you. You love to see it. I love to see it. It was wild. Seeing Levi covered in blood, it just pissed the fuck off, was amazing. And the fight scene between him and Zeke, this is the rematch we've been wanting to see, and Levi does not hold back. He really shows that there is a huge difference in power between Zeke and him. And when he destroys Zeke and keeps cutting them down and down and down again and again, I can't help but think, fuck, I kind of feel bad for Zeke. I mean, shit, bro, like, this man's getting tortured like a dog. Now, episode 74, Soul Salvation. This one clears up what we haven't been knowing, because I didn't mention it in the last episode, but I'll mention it briefly since we're going to get into the whole topic at hand in this episode, is that Eren isn't being manipulated. He keeps telling them, I made this plan with Zeke. This is the plan I'm choosing. I'm free. I'm doing this out of my free will. Leave me the fuck alone. And they're just not getting it. And I think Mikasa and Armin needed to hear those harsh words so that way they just leave Eren out of this. But at the same time too, he took him into custody and he wants them to travel with him. So it makes me think that he's protecting them in that way. He's Shishomaruing them. Shishomaruing them. Anyways, in Soul Salvation, after the countless beatings and torture that is given to Zeke, we get Zeke's background story. We see how Zeke sees the world as a kid, as he's first seen discrimination against at the hands of a cleaner of the tower who throws literally mop water on them, and hears how everyone calls them devils and trash, and has to hear his father say, you know, like, if you want the world to change, you have to do it yourself. Now they put Zeke into the same kind of program that Falco and Gabby were in, the Future Warriors program, and Zeke is just not cutting it. He just doesn't have what it takes to be this soldier, this warrior. And of course, when he comes back from his training, he has to go and stay with his grandparents because his parents are busy plotting and, you know, trying to figure out how to save the Eldians, while his grandparents are feeding him the old knowledge. And it seems like through both of those, it seems like Zeke is smart enough to know how to talk to each people who have their own beliefs on the ordeal. For Zeke, he with his grandparents knows exactly what they want to hear. With his regular parents, he knows exactly what they want to hear. He keeps playing both sides, but nobody's asking him what he wants. They're kind of just expecting him to say a certain answer. It's really sad. I mean, I feel for the character a lot. I think it sucks to see Zeke being put in this situation where he can't really be himself, and he can't really express what he wants, because all he wants is the attention of his father and his mother. That's all he truly wants, but everyone keeps shifting him over, and it's just sad. It really makes you feel for him. I think it gets really intense. It gets very intense when we see him seeing the dad play baseball, and even when he wants Grisha to play with him, Grisha's like, no, we're gonna study. We gotta keep learning about the real truth. And he looks like he's tired of it. He looks like he's tired of being pushed. And when he hears that he's like that they're not going to consider him for a Titan power, that breaks his father's heart, to the point where his father is literally not taking down on him by beating him, but like the emotional abuse and turmoil that this kid has to hear from his father, like sounding like he's been let down by the one person that he should be supporting instead of putting all his faith in. It's just heartbreaking. And so he makes Kasaver, who is the Beast Titan before him, and they develop a father and son bond pretty quick. They develop this casual game of playing catch, which to Zeke is something that's very important. And if you don't know, it's playing catch with the father and son is probably the most American thing in the world, and it's interesting that they do this, but I feel like that's the most father and son thing in the world. I feel like they do this everywhere, in Germany, Japan, America, Canada. Like, playing a sports with your father, just simply learning how to throw a ball and playing catch is just the hallmark of a staple relationship. And I think that's something that Zeke's always wanted. And so when he gets to have that with Kasaver, he feels satisfied in that, right, that he does have that paternal figure now. And when hearing like what's happening with the restorationists, he kind of gets checked by his own father when he's like, Mom, Dad, you need to stop what you're doing. And they're telling him like, no. Like, it's almost terrifying. It's what it really is. It's a kid caught between two different parties, one who are extremists on both ends, and he can't really catch a break until Kasaver kind of lets him know, like, I don't really care about any of that. I just care about this, and that's okay to care about. And I think that's all Zeke wanted, was somebody to not have to push these ideals on him. Like, this whole episode of Zeke really made me like him a lot. And it isn't until, because he tells Kasaver my parents are restrationists, that Kasaver says, look, turn them in. Just turn them in and you will be rewarded. You get to stay with me. I'll take care of you. And it seems like that. Like, of course, that was the only way. He goes, like, and it kind of feels like for Zeke, that was the only thing he could do. Because he would have got his grandparents in trouble. They would have got him in trouble. And that would have been all because he couldn't prevent that. His whole status of being in the military still after he rats on his parents makes his family safer. And it's really tough. It's really tough to understand, like, is Zeke right or wrong for this? Eventually Zeke and Kasaver are talking a lot while Zeke's older, and they talk about what does Zeke want to do if he gets the Founding Titan power. And when they learn that they can, with the Founding Titan power, all those Eldians, they can control them in that one instance. He goes, can I do it in a way where we're never able to have kids? And that way, if we never have kids, then in 100 years, Titans are going to be a thing of the past. And I think Kasaver bonds with that, because when Kasaver tells his heartbreaking story of when he took off his Eldian badge, married a Marleyan woman, had a kid with her, and when the woman found out that he was Eldian, she killed herself and the baby. And he goes, honestly, if I didn't exist, this life would be a lot better. My entire life would be a lot better. And it makes this toxic idea of not existing is way better than having to suffer. To Zeke, that is the most, that is the only way to spare and save everyone this suffering, is if, sorry, I'm putting my light on, but that's the only way they do it. If they can euthanize the whole entire Eldian race, they will never have to suffer. It's very Machiavellian in thinking this is the only way to save our people, is to erase our people. Wow. And of course, Zeke has these ideas. Once he becomes the Beast Titan, he learns that he has a brother. When he and Eren meet, Eren shares the same similar ideas as him, and for once in his lifetime, Zeke feels like he has someone he can trust. And as a matter of fact, it's his own brother. A same person raised by Grisha, another person who's been stained by this family. It's very interesting. It's very, very interesting. And then seeing Zeke in his appearance taking on that of his adopted father, Kasaver, it all makes sense why he loves his glasses, why he loves throwing the rocks like a baseball player. It all makes sense now. And now all we have to, in this last chapter, we see him blow himself up just so that way he could, in a way, get this job done. The very promise that he made to to what he would consider his actual father. This is what he wants to do, is carry on this mission and make sure that they can wipe out the Eldians before so that way in 100 years everything can just be at peace. It's such an interesting idea. It really is. I'm still out of a loss, thinking to myself, what, really? This is what you think is best? Whether or not I think Eren truly believes this, I don't think so. I think Eren and Zeke have their own variations of the plan, but I do believe that they're going to the extremes to save the people they love. Whether it be Zeke saving all the Eldians by killing them all or euthanizing them all, or Eren who's thinking about euthanizing the entire world. I don't know what's gonna happen. All I know is that it's very heavy stuff, and it's very, very idealistic, and I cannot wait to see what happens. But anyways, that's gonna be it for your boy Poppy Wolf. I know this episode is different. I'm not putting as much visuals in it, but that's only because it's 2 episodes I'm covering, and I don't feel like doing a lot of work for 2 episodes in a row. Plus I'm trying to think how I would do it, and it's just a lot messier. So I thought, you know what, let's just slap a nice picture on it. You guys get to hear my soulfully voice and hear my own review on it. So yeah, if I had to give Savage is a nice 9 out of 10 episode. It was dope, it was good, the action looked sweet, it looked clean. Yeah, I didn't really have any problems with that. For Soul Salvation, that honestly episode is a 10 out of 10. It really was a great episode, and it answers a couple of questions, and it actually really made me feel bad for Zeke, and it made me feel like, damn, maybe he is right to do this, or maybe he's right to believe he has to do this. But that's gonna do it for your boy. This is Poppy Wolf saying peace out, y'all. Remember, 1,000 subscribers. Like, comment down below if you agree, or if you have any other interesting tidbits to add about what you liked about Attack on Titan this week. And are you happy we got 2 episodes in a day? I'm pretty happy. This made my day even happier. Anyways, guys, catch you later. Peace.